Better to work with them and try to make them better than try to document them out.
Yeah, I like to talk with them, convince them what's right, what's good for teachers, to be with them and guide them what is the best way. But it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy, because you have to be over them all the time. Because if you would have, I don't know, 40 bad teachers, then I don't know how would you manage. But I think every school, like every factory or every firm, has some percentage of people that are not as good as you expect, but they think they are the best by their criteria.
By their criteria.
Because my criteria, because when we talk and I tell them, please write and what's good, what you have done good, what you have done great, what you could do better. On the field of better, it's practically nothing. Good and great are most of the things. On my list, I could do better are most things, and then we discuss why are our points of view that different. Because the people that are bad, they mostly think they cannot work more, because they are, if you do them another thing, small thing to do, they will die. And what they are doing best on the world, not on this school. No one in the world is doing that good.
Right.
This is my impression.
Is there a culture, an appreciation for education in this culture? Would you say that most people value education?
Yes, it is. It's still.
I mean, because Slovenia, as you know, does pretty well in peace.
Yeah. But this, what is worrying me, it's education is one thing, the knowledge is the other thing. Because everybody would like to have some education, something in their hands, but what kind of knowledge they have, this is, to many people, it's not important. They learn because they have to learn. They get grades because they have to have grades. I was joking sometimes with my students that they are like eating stuff and they throw up and they forget.
Right.
And this is no knowledge. They should, this is my expectation, that in gymnasia, if they have so great ambitions, they should be learning for knowledge, not just for education, but I'm here because I would like to know more about Slovenian language, about history, about sociology, about physics, about chemistry. This is important, not grade 3 or 4, knowledge. Because with that knowledge, I will mean something, not just with paper, but with knowledge. And this is for parents, it's not that important, because when you start to talk with them, what's more important, grade or knowledge?
Grades.
Grades.
Because grades is going to get them to the university that they want to do, right?
Grades, grades, grades.
Right.
From primary schools, from, I don't know, 3rd grade, there are children 8 years old and parents are already, we are teaching them, we are teaching with them, we are working with them, everything. For what? If they would say to me, we are working so that my child will have a knowledge, he will have a knowledge how to learn, I would say, this is great. But no, they are learning because everybody should have 5. This is the highest grade.
This is probably a very general question, but every country has its different practices. Do a lot of teachers here teach from the front and just give the knowledge and the kids take the notes, or are there a lot of differentiated learning where kids are in groups? And
I think still it's the frontal kind of teaching, it's for most, but many teachers select different kinds of things, different didactical stuff, how to get children to cooperate in it.
Do they use much blended learning with technology?
Some of it.
But it's not mostly the
No.
book?
No, it's not, because I don't know if in some subjects we had a lot of computers, and for 1 year they had most of the frontal. The next year it's the same teacher. They were working with the computers, and at the end of the year the students said if it's possible that they would go back to the frontal.
Frontal is what?
The teacher is in front, and,
Oh yeah,
and they teach them, and they are writing in. It would be good to have the evaluation why it's that, because maybe in the computer they have to work more alone, and they don't get everything on the plate. So we combine.
for example, when I was in Finland, the kind of the model was, and you're probably aware of this, you know, the teacher teaches 15 or 20 minutes, and then the kid spends the rest of the time going around and helping kids in small groups, so they don't just stay there the whole time.
Yeah, but then we have to change from primary schools to secondary, because when we get students, they are 15 years old. They have their model. It's very hard to change them with 15 years old. Then our school system should be slowly changing.
You find that the teachers are pretty well prepared coming in from the teacher colleges, the university? They prepare the students pretty well?
So. Years ago they were better, but maybe that is connected with who is going to the university for teachers.
Have you been to Finland?
No,
You haven't.
no.
What countries have you been to see their systems?
Netherlands, Germany, Great Britain, Austria, Spain, France.
Which one did you like the best, or you were most impressed with?
In every state it was some, also Singapore. In every state there was something that I said, wow, this would be great. In general, none of the system was that I would take it in general.
Right.
But some fragment of it was, this would be good for maybe for Slovenia. But this is my opinion. You have to find your own way.
Correct.
You cannot take things from other school system, because every school system has
Some
people in
culture.
it, and people are connected with culture,
There you go.
socialization, and so on. And you cannot take something from Singapore, because
Singapore is
It's-
Singapore.
yes, and Slovenia is Slovenia. You have to find your own things that are going to work with Slovenian people, because we are different than.
Because Singapore, I've been to the school system
Yeah.
in Singapore. They have a very hard work ethic.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's working for them,
Right.
because when we were there with our students, they were very happy, because it was the history lesson, and the teachers just write something on the table, and he just had some points, and then he said, in 14 days I expect that you will give me like a seminar work. And then they started to walk around. Some of them went to library, discuss. It was very democratical. And my students said, wow, this is great. We would like to have that. And I said, for me, next week when we come back from Singapore, we can go to this system. But then I expect from you that results that the students in Singapore will give. Everybody is going to give the seminar work, and the teacher just gave some points. Everything else is going to be their work. They are going to research, they're going to write, they're going to go not only, I don't know, history, it's going to be sociology and all kinds of subjects. This means 10 times more work for you. If it's okay for you, I would like to take it, because they were not thinking what it means.
Because in Singapore, it's a very high work ethic, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
but in Slovenia, if I would give them, and I would not guide them through every step and give them points and where you can find this, where you can find this, maybe 1 or 2 students, all the 30, would give me a seminar work.
right.
No way. So I'm not for copying,
Mhm.
copy paste. No way.
Mhm.
Because sometimes in the past, we already took some things from other.
Is it compulsory here for this gymnasium?
Yes.
How many,
They have in the 3rd grade, they have sociology. In 2nd grade, they have philosophy and psychology. Psychology. They have all those subjects.
How about-
History is compulsory 4 years.
4 years? How about ethics?
It's in the primary schools.
Only in the primary school?
Yeah.
There isn't it? And the ethics, what do they talk about? Being a good person, that type of
We are
thing?
different.
Right.
Different. As in arts.
Okay, so how about music and art? That's compulsory?
Yes.
How much music do the kids have to take?
They have a compulsory in the 1st year, art and music, and we try to give them because a lot of students that come to gymnasia, they have been visiting music schools in primary schools as a second.
After school they go?
Yes, after school activities. So we like to offer them so they can play in orchestra, in a Gymnasium Ptuj band, or
So do they have an orchestra at this school?
orchestra, the choir, the Gymnasium Ptuj rock bands. And
Is the
so on.
orchestra after school or
Yes,
is it during?
after school.
So
This
it's
is
not
all-
during school?
No, it's after school and different activities go on.
Okay. What about choir?
Choir also.
Same thing.
Yeah.
The music here though, they're taught by music specialists, right?
Yeah.
The music teachers.
Mhm.
What do they teach more like music theory? They teach music history? Or do they teach actually making music?
More the first part, because this is the curriculum, and of course some is about music also.
Mhm.